This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. Find all my work at mjmunoz.com. Visit the podcast page for show notes and links. Remember to like, share, and comment to help me grow. Henshin Inspection presents Going Ultra, episode 39. Save It. This time out, I am analyzing Ultraman Trigger episode 2. Ultraman Trigger episode 2, Leap to the Future, originally aired July 17, 2020. The writer is Naoki Hayashi, and the director is Koichi Sakamoto. Starting right off with the negative, the link to the past isn't working for me, specifically with Yuna and Yuzare. Darrgon waiting was a little silly, and Akito came around a bit too quickly. So, this whole, it's been 30 million years since these giants of darkness, which technically, that's I don't know if that's spoilers for the show or not, but that's the technical information about who these characters are. Carmira and Darrgon and the other guy are supposed to be. That all, I don't know. It doesn't really work for me. It's kind of weird. It's especially weird to me that Yuna is some sort of reincarnation of Yuzare. Is that her name? Oh, I have it written down. Yeah, Yuzare. And Kengo seems to be some sort of incarnation too, because he was having these dreams, and why would he be having these dreams, and why would he be on Mars at that time if he wasn't going to connect with Trigger? And the fact is too that he had the glowing hands, and he touched the stone, and that all woke that up. So he's obviously linked to this thing. And I was thinking about it, and I was really irritated by it, and I don't know if it's like a negative, I don't know if it's a bad thing necessarily, like it's poor writing or anything like that. I'm not going to say that, but I don't like it. Now, I really like the Mummy series of movies, or at least the first 2 or 3. And in the second one, they introduced this whole thing about there being this link between a couple of the characters, and that they've been all reincarnated for this time and place. And the modern Mummy series or stories are happening because these people are connected in these ways. And I thought that was super interesting. But I was also 13 when that happened, and I thought it was really cool. I might think it's cool now because of nostalgia, but it's been a long time since I've watched the Mummy movie, so I couldn't tell you how I feel about that. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know that it works for me anymore. Or at least the way it's being presented so far, I'm not buying into it, and I'm not excited about it. And honestly, the way Yuzare and Yuna are operating, it reminds me a little bit of Mai from Kamen Rider Gaim, and I didn't like how that turned out, so there we go. Darrgon waiting was silly because there was really no reason for him to wait till nighttime till Kengo had a chance to rest to come out and start causing trouble, to draw out his ultimate opponent, or whatever he calls him. Just seemed kind of odd to me. I mean, it's good. It's good for the citizens. It's good for the story. It's good for everything that had happened, but it just it feels a little transparent. The next thing is Akito came around a bit too quickly. I like the fact that he wanted to be the Giant of Light, and I like the fact that he wanted to be the Ultraman and to fight off these threats that were coming. But I guess it kind of raises another question for me. Is Guts Select created to fight off Kaiju, or is Guts Select created to fight off these things from this ancient tablet that they have from the ruins on Mars? It's a little confusing. But anyway, and I like the conflict that it creates. I like Akito as a character so far. I mean, I named the this analysis "Save It" because I like his attitude of look, let's just save it. I don't want to hear your histrionics. I don't want to hear your emotional plea. Just there's things to do, and we're gonna do them, and that's it. We're all business about saving the world here. So that was pretty cool, and I guess that's why he came around so quickly. It'd be nice to see some lingering hostility or something. Especially, or even though he's kind of given in and said, hey, this is the situation, but it'd still be nice to have him be a little negative or salty about the whole situation. Just, it feels human. Moving on to the positive, pull the trigger, Guts Falcon, Darrgon, Guts Select Crew, and then Kengo jumping out of bed. The opening song is really cool. I like it. I like the refrain of pull the trigger. It's got a good sound to it. It's an exciting song. And it was a lot of fun to hear. So there's that. The Guts Falcon is super cool. I can't remember the name of the lady piloting it, but remotely, like a drone type thing. But it was actually really cool to see. It was cool to see her in the seat with that little heads-up display set of glasses that she puts on, and then just the way it flew around. The effects work on it was fantastic. I don't know how much of that, it was probably mostly CGI, maybe a tiny bit of model work too, or maybe it was model work composited with CGI, I don't know, but it was really good, and it fighting that vampire kaiju thing, Virma or whatever, was super exciting and super dynamic, and it was a lot of fun to watch. I hope we get one of those every few episodes, because that was just super cool to see. Darrgon's design is really neat. He kind of looks like Shredder, if Shredder were an Ultraman Shredder from Ninja Turtles crossed with an Ultraman. That was cool. And I just liked his attitude. His look was really neat. And looking at him, it made me think, his design really doesn't look too dissimilar from an Ultraman and from Trigger itself. Like, they've got the same glowing thing on the chest, and he might have something on the forehead, but like, these guys are very similar in design, and that's an interesting thing. Because does that mean that Darrgon and Gymaira are evil ultras from the Land of Light, or what does that mean? And I'll be curious to see what exactly that turns out to be later on. The Guts Select crew, it was cool. I like that you've got older Muscle Man, you've got Tech Lady flying the Guts Falcon, you've got, you know, I guess he's not mean or nasty, but like, you know, abrasive Akito. You've got the captain who seems really well balanced. Then there's Yuna, who's in the crew too. That was a bit of a surprise, but cool to see. And I don't really have a good read on her just yet. And then you've got the alien Metron, I think is what it's called. And it's cool to see that it's part of the crew too, because I like to see that kind of diversity and, like, you know, aliens are people too, that kind of idea being presented in the show. And that's neat that I read up a little bit on their profile of all the different characters from the Guts Select crew, and apparently the alien Metron has a bunch of information on other aliens and kaiju and stuff, so that's going to be useful and be nice to have them as a resource for them. And then when the alarm goes off that Darrgon is attacking, Kengo jumps out of bed and immediately grabs his gear, and as much as he's happy-go-lucky, smile guy, we can see he's determined to, you know, fight to protect people with all he's got, even if it kills him, because he was defeated by that guy last time, and he knows he may well be defeated again until Akito comes along and gives him the weapon that he needs to overcome the problem. So, very heroic, very selfless. I like that. And it just looked cool to see him jump out of bed injured and then stagger down the hall. So, I have a couple questions. Did Akito forgive Kengo too quickly? How soon until we see the Nursedessei fight? Do you think it will transform? And are Yuna and Kengo the same type of reincarnation from 30 million years ago, or are they somehow different? Or the same but different? And then I'm going to give this episode a 3 out of 5. I thought it was okay. There were some really cool things in it that, you know, raised the score for me. But there were some things I didn't like. So it's just, you know, it's there. It's okay. I'm feeling the series out. I don't know exactly know what to expect. So I'm saying it's pretty good. It's competent. And we'll see where it goes from here. It's... I don't know, maybe it's no Ultraman Z yet for me, but I don't think I was ranking them like this in the beginning, so I can't go back and check that one just yet. And then I'd love to hear your answers to these questions, but I'll let you know. I already talked about Akito forgiving Kengo too quickly. I think the ship will transform. It looks like it's got a dragon head type thing, so that'd be cool to see it turn into a fighter mode, though it may not. And then... yeah, the reincarnation thing, I really don't know. I think there's supposed to be different types of reincarnations, and, like, if there's a Yuna and a Yuzare, there should be a Kengo and a Kengare, but I don't think there's going to be a Kengare, so that'll be kind of odd. That's about it. Check out the designs at the bottom of the show notes. I've got Build the Future and Pave Your Destiny, and I might add another one. We'll see before the show posts, but I think I'm going to try to do a bunch of trigger designs, stickers that you can, or stickers or mugs or whatever, through Redbubble that you can get. And anyway, I'm going to try to do a bunch of those as the show goes on, especially as I find stuff that I think is cool. I'll put it in there, and you can check that out, and if you can, you know, get one of those to, you know, help you enjoy the show or represent how much you enjoy the show, and it'll help me out too, so I'd appreciate that. Thank you for your time and attention. I hope you enjoyed this. Check out my growing collections of analysis, art, and fiction. You can also visit mjmunoz.com/support to check out my latest designs and more. I welcome critique to improve my craft, so don't hold back any comments you have for me. I leave you with peace and blessings. This is MJ signing out.